For being here, we'll be practicing a warrior flow and floors with a focus on using sound for an anchor to help us to bask in that present moment awareness, that state of silent stillness within our own mind, so that the divine in us can be just one pure channel in those moments of presence, totally connected to the divine, the infinite soul presence within you, the God of your understanding. So we're going to use sound to bask in that presence and bask in that divine presence, which is us, the true us, the eternal us, that extension of divine source that we are, that animates through our body. Lifetime after lifetime, maybe dimension through dimension, but the body is just temporary clothing and equipment that the soul puts on. And this equipment has certain sensory apparatuses. It's a sense, and one is sound. And we're going to use that sense of sound to help us to bring closer to present moment awareness and, of course, the divine within. So let's begin by feeling the earth underneath us, supporting our body, just coming into the infinite inner heart, stepping into being fully with ourselves. So we are going to let everything else in the world go, all our worries, all our responsibilities, everything that we have to manage and think about, all of the past, all of the future. And we're just going to be here now with ourselves for this practice. This is our time for us while we're on the mat. And we're going to be watching the mind, and we're going to make sure that the mind stays with us and stays in present moment awareness. And when it wanders off, which it will, because our mind is an untrained child, mind still wanders off. I have to train my little girl all the time, train that mind every day. And as it wanders off into the past or into the future or into distraction of any form other than the present moment awareness, and we're just going to kindly and gently, we're just going to guide it back home to presence. No problem, just kindly, lovingly, gently, like it's just a little tiny child toddling towards the woods, towards the busy street. We're just going to kindly pick them up, bring them back home, and into this present moment awareness. And we're going to use sound for a focus. These sounds that are in your sphere of awareness. So it may be sounds. I have my door open, so there's a lot of birds out there. You may hear the birds. You may hear my bells. I have a few chimes. You may have some chimes. You may have noise around you that's maybe even a little distracting, air conditioners or heaters or a lot of road noise. And we're just going to use all of that. Use it all. It's all neutral. My birds chirping and my bells are equally able to bring me into presence as the traffic that goes by. So I can hear that too. A little more in the distance, but I can hear that. So we're going to just be aware of sound and use that to assist us in sitting in that present moment awareness. And so as we sit, bring the eyes gently closed, bring the awareness inward to the inward being, and take a moment to just check inside, scan the inner environment, turning the eyeballs around, just taking a moment to take a few deep breaths into the belly. As you look inside, feel into the inner being. The inner spaciousness. Beginning to sense yourself as not just a body, feeling the body secure on the earth, allowing that body to simply be neutral, and moving into some of the more subtle aspects of ourself, our pranamaya kosha, our energy body. Noticing pulsations, vibrations, tingling, expansion. Taking a few moments to notice the prana body. Breathing into the belly. And take a moment to notice the sounds around you. As an energy being, energetic equipment, just noticing with no judgment, no interpretation, just noticing. Totally neutral, all the sounds. Allowing the body to relax a little deeper in this present moment awareness of the sound. And taking this moment now to set an intention for yourself. Set an intention into your pristine consciousness, that cool, crystal clear water in your consciousness, in your mind, infinitely deep. You, this consciousness, this pool of water is you. It's crystal clear, infinitely deep. It's unchanging. And taking a moment to set an intention, whether it's in words, a symbol, or a picture, setting it in, or all three, setting it into your consciousness. And as you bask in this present moment awareness, as an energy being, begin to feel those emotions, see those pictures, smiling, all that you'll be getting, the joy, the peace, the love, the connection, a sense of freedom, whatever it is for you, feel into that. Allow those emotions to be sparked. Just as you have that intention now, stating it in the present moment and in the positive, as you set that into your consciousness now, and breathing into the belly for a few moments now. We're going to bask in that state of that intention already fulfilled. Bask in those visions and that joy, this intention fulfilled, being right there in all those pictures, all those beautiful emotions. See yourself. And coming back, setting that intention with a this or better, because the universe, the all-knowing universe, may have a better plan than what our minds, our limited minds, was able to dream up for us. So we don't want to stay clingy or attached to our vision. Vision to the highest of our possibility, and then let it go to this or even that. And coming into our body, and let's begin to move that neck in circles, nice and slowly. Feeling all the sensations. And if there's any place that you want to massage and stay at for a little longer, feel free. Remembering this is your practice, so you can move out of a pose sooner or stay in a pose longer than what I will be guiding you. And anytime if you need a rest, or anytime if there's any pain, back off. You can move into standing, seated, Savasana, child's pose, some pose for you to reconnect with the self. And then just gently, when you're ready, moving back into the practice. You're on the mat. So making it your practice. And throughout this practice, let's go the other way with the neck. Throughout this practice, we'll be engaging our bandhas. Those are our energy locks. And the bandhas, there's 3 of them. Continuing with your neck. Mula bandha is our pelvic floor. We're going to bring it up, engage it gently. It's also the Kegels, but we're not clenching, we're just engaging. Uddiyana bandha is right at the navel. We're going to lift that energy up, engaging it so that engagement is above the navel, allowing us to breathe freely into the belly. Jarandala bandha is the chin. It comes in just a little. Tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And you can hold a hand mudra if you like in these seated positions. Chin, thumb, and pointer finger. Very beautiful one. Let's just now allow the head to move spontaneously and freely, following your own body and letting the shoulders get into it and the arms. You can release the mudra and just allow yourself to shake out a little bit, make it forward. allowing the head to get into it, and back. And just going forward and back at your own pace, and then that gentle flow of the head. You can even bring your hands out in front of you and look forward, and bring in them out behind you. And you come back, just allowing the body to move freely, shaking things up a little bit. Just releasing anything that no longer serves you, releasing it out of your body, just letting that energy go. It's energy, so just let it go, shake it off, brush it off. Keeping our body and our energy clean every day so it doesn't build up depression and grievances and frustrations, because there are a few of those sometimes that come in life. So we're just going to brush it off and be in the moment. And beginning to make some circles around the pelvis. And taking this time as we move to bring your awareness to the sounds around you. Allowing those sounds to bring you into that present moment awareness. Fully focused, singly focused on sound that your body equipment are receiving in your sphere of awareness. Keeping the breath flowing in the belly. And go in the other direction in your circles. And beginning now with these moving spontaneously. You can move back and forth a little bit. And into some cat-cow. Just moving around this pelvic area in a spontaneous flow that feels good for you. Getting the shoulders and the head into it if you can. And enjoying the movements and the sensations that are coming from it. Being present, fully present in the body. Moving that body. Beautiful. And we're going to come up into a standing position. We're going to move into a warrior flow, a Virabhadrasana flow. And so let's just get right into that. Let's open up those legs into a nice wide stance. Feet are either just pointing forward or maybe a little teeny bit out. That's okay for the moment. And we are going to have pretty much the same foundation here. We're going to be moving the feet around. But through this warrior flow, we're going to keep this stance. Now, a modification is to bring it into a more narrow stance if things get a little challenging for you. And in our warrior Virabhadrasana 1 and Virabhadrasana 2, and this through this whole flow, you can do this with a knee down. So with Virabhadrasana 2, you'd have the foot behind you. Virabhadrasana 1, you're going to have the foot forward, 90 degrees. We're going to square those hips with Virabhadrasana 1. Throughout the pose, you can even go into your side angle on your knee. You can even go into your reverse warrior on your as a low pose. So that's an option. You can also come down to blocks. And move into just a low lunge instead of a high lunge. So blocks can help with some of these poses, especially when we get into our triangle things. So those are a few modifications or variations. But what we're going to do is I'm going to take my right foot, and it's going to be perpendicular to the front of the mat, the top of the mat, the short edge, parallel to the sides. Back foot is going to come 30 degrees to 45 degrees. And it can also be parallel to the back small edge of the mat. Feel what feels right for your body. I'm somewhere around 40-ish. So take that front knee. So now we've set our foundation. Heels are either aligned or the front heel's going through the back arch. And our foundation is set. So we're going to move into alignment now as we take that front knee. So it's right over the ankle, back thighs engaged. And we're going to bring those arms up. Pelvis is facing me, facing each other with our pelvis if your mat is this direction. Arms are up about the same height each arm, and we are going to, without moving the torso, and I'm going to get my knee back into alignment, we're going to turn the head to gaze out over the front fingertips. And the line of energy from this pose is from your solar plexus up the core of your body and out the extended fingertips. We're going to engage the bandhas, and we're going to bring prana in with our breath, and we're going to be listening to the sounds. Engage the bandhas and breathe. On your next exhale, we're going to drop the back arm to the back leg. We're going to reach that front arm up in a Viparita Virabhadrasana, reverse warrior. Engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. Let's move into listening to the sounds. Helping us to be bask in that present moment of awareness. Inhale, reaching those fingertips up. Feel the heart energy move up out the extended fingertips. And on the exhale, bringing that front arm to very gently rest on this front knee. We're moving into side angle. Back arm comes up. Line of energies from the back foot alongside the entire body and out the extended fingertips. Engaging the bandhas. And let's breathe. And let's listen. Inhale, reaching those fingertips out. And on the exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. We're not going to lock it, but we're going to straighten it. You can use a block. This is where you can use a block. Or if you like to come right down to the mat, that my right hand is right by the ankle, the right ankle. And I bring the left arm up. Shoulders are stacked. Chest is open. We're in one plane of energy. Engage those bandhas, and let's breathe in our Trikonasana. Listening. Inhale, reaching those fingertips up, and exhale, bringing those hands down to the mat. Bring a hand to either side of the front foot or either side of either block. Look at that back leg swiggles so it's 90 degrees, like the front. And then we're going to, you want to have a block, you can have your left hand on that block or the earth. Twist away from me as you raise the right arm up and twist the body away from me. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. Basking in the sounds. Back heel coming towards the back mat. Coming towards the earth. Next inhale, reaching those fingertips up. Feel the energy of the heart go up and out the extended fingertips. Exhaling that hand down. Beautiful job. And we're going to be moving into our pyramid, Parsvatanasana. You can bring that back foot so it's 30 degrees if you like. And just resting the chest, the head, relaxing the head. And let's engage the bandhas and breathe. Basking in presence. Using sound. One more nice deep breath. Beautiful. We're going to move into Virabhadrasana 1, bringing that front knee right over the front ankle. If it's a little behind, it's okay, but we want to be sure not to have it forward. It puts stress on the ankle. Engaging those thighs together a little bit. A little micro bend in the back knee and coming up. Bringing that torso up. Beautiful. And here, we're going to square the hips. So even if you have your knee down on the mat, square those hips. So my left leg is back. I'm going to bring that left hip forward a little bit so the hips are straight and even. And then bringing the arms up if you can. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Bring in the prana as you bask in the nectar of the sound awareness. One more deep breath as you feel that energy from your solar plexus move up the core of your body and out the fingertips. Next, inhale, facing forward. Coming into, let's go into our warrior 3. Why not? Nice little balance. So let's go back into our warrior 1 foundation, and we are going to take that back foot and step it further into a nice little stance. So we're relaxed, no stress. And then we're going to bring our weight onto the front leg, front standing leg. So that's solid. Feel that solid weight on this leg. Feel those roots go down into the earth. Very little weight on the back leg, that left leg. And then as you hinge forward, move those arms out to the side or bring them right out to the front. Back leg up. Find a drishti. Engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down, coming up. Beautiful job. And now we're going to space front. We're going to move into our 5-pointed star. Utthita Tadasana. So those 5 lines of energy, all coming from the solar plexus. Moving down both legs and out the feet. So the feet are pressing into the earth. Moving up the core of the body, out the arms, and out the fingertips. And the 5th line is from the crown of the head, and that energy moves up towards the sky. Arms are shoulder height, and they're equal. So let's engage those bandhas, and let's bring in the prana, and let's allow ourselves to bask in that sound awareness, that presence. alert to all sound in your space. One more deep breath. Inhaling and exhaling those hands right here to the hips, below the waist. And we're going to adjust the foundation a little. We're going to bring the heels in, and the feet are going to be pointing out more towards the corners of the mat. Hollow froggy feet. And we're going to go into squat. So we're going to bend the knees so they're going over the feet. So they're aligning with the feet, opening up. See, it kind of looks like a frog. That's why I call them froggy feet. So we're in our goddess, and find where you want to be in your squat, what feels comfortable, finding your edge. We like to play the edge in ecstatic yoga, where we are at maybe a 7, 6, 7, 8, something like that. We don't want to really go beyond an 8. But feeling into the pose, we're bringing the arms. Hands are facing either out to the world or in towards yourself. Line of energies from the heart, out the palms of the hands. Engaging those bandhas. And let's breathe and bring in the prana and rest in sound awareness. One more breath, fully present. Beautiful. And coming up. We're going to stick that tailbone out. We're going to begin to hinge forward into a wide leg forward fold. Coming forward, head and the heart are the last to fold. All the way down. Beautiful. Bringing the hands to either a block. You can bring your hands to a block, to the floor. Remember, you can bend your knees if you need to. And let's just shake out the head a little bit. Release and relax the head. Gently. Again, shaking out anything that no longer serves, any energies that are not aligned with your highest good, your highest light, your highest state of love. Beautiful job. And let's go to one foot and then the other. Feeling a nice stretch on the inner thigh. And as you hold this stretch, breathing into the belly and moving again. Observant. Alert to all the sounds in your space. And moving over to the other side. And moving back to the center. Coming up, bringing the hands to the hips, lifting the head first, and the heart, hinging up at the hips, coming all the way up. Beautiful job. And we're going to go to the other side. So that back leg is going to come 30 to 40 degrees. Front leg is 90. Bending that knee right over the ankle. engaging that back quadricep. Hips are facing me. Back over, arms up. Turning the head to gaze out over those front fingertips, the left fingertips now. Engaging those bandhas, and let's bring in the prana, and let's bask in that alert awareness to sound. And on your next exhale, we're going to drop the back arm to the back leg. We're going to move into Viparita Virabhadrasana. Feeling that line of energy from the heart up the extended fingertips. Engaging those bandhas and breathe, basking in the sound awareness. Inhale, reaching those extended fingers up higher to the sky. Exhaling, bringing them down, scooping down. Palm of your hand, you can hold a little bit of water in there. Back arm comes up alongside the body. Very little weight here. Line of energy from the back foot, up the side body, out the extended fingertips. Let's engage those bandhas and let's bring in the prana and bask in the sound. All the sounds. Inhale, reaching those fingertips up toward the sky. Exhale, straightening that front leg. Bring in this front left arm, the block or the earth. Right arm stacked right above. Engaging those bandhas, the body's in one plane of energy. And let's bring in the breath into the lower belly. And let's simply listen. One more breath, reaching the hands to the sky. Exhaling that hand down to the mat. Bringing the hand on either side of the front foot, adjusting your back foot to 90 degrees. So the feet are like railroad tracks now. This right hand is on the earth or a block. And we're going to twist away as you lift the left arm up, twisting that spine. And then engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. And let's allow that sound to stroke through our whole being like music. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling that hand down to the earth. Moving in our Savasana, pyramid. Back foot can come back to 30 to 40 degrees. Let's rest the chest and the head down towards the front leg in our pyramid. And engaging those bandhas and breathe. And continuing to bask in the sound sensations. One more breath. Beautiful job. Moving into Virabhadrasana 1. So we're going to bring that knee so it's right over that front ankle. We get a little behind. Engaging those thighs together, coming up. Bring the body up, bringing the arms up. Adjust that knee again. Squaring those hips. Engaging those bandhas. And let's bring in the prana. Breathing into the belly. Listening attentively. One more breath. Beautiful job. And let's relax those arms down. Let's bring that back foot up. Move into our Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3, a little balance pose. And we're going to bring our energy and our weight into this front standing leg. I'm on my left leg now. And very little weight on the right. Very little weight. Begin to hinge the body forward, lifting that back leg up. You come forward, bringing the arms to the side or to the front. And find that point in front of you that you can gaze at and breathe. And releasing down. Perfect timing. Here's our Xander, kitty cat. And coming forward, we're going to take a little short samadhi break. Getting your feet in a comfortable position so you can stand for just a few breaths, a few moments. You can bring your hand to Anjali Mudra in front of your heart and close your eyes. And take a moment to dive into all those sensations within your body that were stirred up and generated, intensified during this warrior flow practice. Fully absorbed in your own inner sensations. Allowing the sounds to bring you deeper within. Taking a moment to allow the mind to stage a focus and intention. The intention you set at the beginning of practice. We bring our awareness back to that for a moment. Single pointedly, see that intention. Dive into the emotions, pictures. Allow your mind to release the pictures, release the intention, release that focus, and allow your mind to move into simply pure conscious awareness of the sounds in your field of awareness. Nothing else. And allowing this state of meditation, this state of pure conscious awareness to open the door spontaneously into an even deeper state of samadhi. allowing yourself to be everything. Everywhere. Asking in that one mind, that one self, that one universal consciousness. Sending gratitude. Sending that consciousness of thank you. Thank you for this moment. For existing. The bliss of existence. Here now. And beginning to breathe into your belly. Coming back to this time and this space. And we're going to move into a chair pose. So bringing the feet back hip width apart. And we're going to come back to center. Feel both of those feet rooted firmly into the mat. We're going to begin to sit back onto our chair. And wherever that is to you, feel the buttocks go out, back behind you, and then sitting down. Knees bent. Bring the arms up if you can. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Present moment awareness on sound. And your next inhale coming up. And on your exhale, bringing the hands behind you, clasping them behind you for our standing yoga mudra. We're going to hinge forward at the hips, coming down, allowing the heart and the head to be the very last, bringing the arms up, and taking this time to honor the heart, the highest organ in the body. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Inhale, reaching those hands up. Exhale, bringing them down. Let's come up onto our knees into preparing for a camel pose. And there's a couple variations with this pose. You can be just in a simple back bend. You can bring the toes up. So you bring those heels a little higher up. I really like that one. Or you can come all the way down onto your knees. Those are the three options you have. We're going to continue to keep those hips over the knees as we move into the back bend. So let's begin by bringing those hands right alongside that lumbar spine, the small of your back. And let's tuck that tailbone under. Open up the lumbar. You can feel it opening up as you tuck the tailbone under. And begin to arch the back. Feeling the shoulders open enough. Feel a little flexion in your spine. Elbows are coming together. Neck is not dropping, just back. Just relaxed. Just drop as much as you need to. And you can come up on those toes if you like. Bringing the hands down to the heels. moving those hips back over the knees. Engage the bandhas and let's breathe. One more breath. Listening, bringing the hands back, moving into a child's pose as we listen and bask in the sound bath of the universe all around us. Receiving it all, judging nothing, all sounds be neutral. Beautiful, gently coming up and bringing those legs out in front. Have a lot of Xander fur on me. Left leg is straight out, right leg bent so that the right foot, sole of my foot, is resting on the inner thigh of the left leg. I'm going to inhale as I lengthen my spine, feeling it lengthening, crown reaching up towards the sky. You can begin to hinge forward at the hips. The hips are moving. You can bring the hands down to the mat. Hands can come. Your hinge is going to be your hinge. So wherever your edge lands, where the leg, hamstrings, and this gastrocnemius calf muscle is going to say, that's about enough. And finding that edge, wherever that is, and then engaging the bandhas and taking a nice deep breath here in this forward fold. Listening to the sounds. Finding that place of silent stillness within you, even as you move. Let's see if we can hinge just a micro deeper without going into forcing or striding, still just playing on the edge. And then in this deepest hinge, allow the spine to round now so the head can come in towards the leg. We'll go into a few nice deep breaths as we bask in the presence of sound, listening. Engage the bandhas and breathe. And flex and extend that front foot if you like. New sensations. And on the next inhale, let's come up. Beautiful job. Nice. Forward folds are an opportunity to go inward. So as we're listening and we're connecting with the divine, bask in that inner divine presence. So the right leg is straight out. My left leg is bent. My left sole of my foot is resting on the right inner thigh. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, hinging forward at the hip. And we're going to hinge all the way till we find that edge. We're not going to move the spine yet. Finding that edge, wherever that is, the back leg muscles will alert you. Taking a nice deep breath here. Fully present. Basking in the sound. See if you can hinge a little bit deeper. Micro movement maybe. And then allowing the spine to round. Taking a few breaths as you dive within to the inner divine. Using sound to assist you in that present moment awareness. Flex and extend the front foot. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. Bring in the prana. Listening. And on your next inhale, coming all the way up. Beautiful job. And you're going to bring that right foot in. We're going to move into Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet are together. You can wrap the hands around the feet. And you can start to flap those knees, those angel wings gently. Just loosening up everything. It feels good. Listening to the sound that it makes. And slowing those angel wings down to a stop. And let's press those legs down towards the earth. And we're going to inhale as we lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, hinging forward. Not going to be moving the spine in this pose. Just the hips and the knees are pressing towards the earth. The shoulders can come back. Let's engage our bandhas. Once we find our edge, let's simply engage the bandhas and bring in that life force energy through the breath. Basking in sound awareness. Nice deep breath in and out. And on your next inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. We're going to move into balancing bear. We're just going to do a half balancing bear at first, one leg at a time. So moving back onto the sits bones, we're going to nice and comfortable there. Let's grab onto the outside of the left foot and let's bring that foot out. Right foot is on the mat and as straight as you can and as far out and just kind of play with it. See what feels good. Gauging that nice stretch. Keeping those bandhas engaged and the breath flowing. Keeping that focus on the sounds around you. Being right here now in this place of stillness within and without. And we can finally touch into the divine within. No distractions. Releasing that left leg down, and we're going to go over to the right side, bringing the hand on the outside of the right foot. Left heel can be rooted into the earth here, and extending that out to the side. Feeling that nice stretch. Getting that breath flowing. Spine is straight. Listening, basking. And bringing that foot down. And move into a full balancing bear. If you want to just lift that left heel up and see if you can balance just right here. Feet together. So way to start. Our spine is going to be straight. We may be coming back even a little further onto the sacrum as we open up both legs. And you can use straps. You can grab onto your toes with your peace fingers, finding a drishti, a point in front of you. It's not moving to gauge your focus on for balance. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Basking and listening. One more nice deep breath. And exhale, bringing those legs down. Beautiful job. We move up to the front of the, let's go into our boat. Forget this. I think we'll add a little bit of abdominal exercises too. So we're going to move into boat. We're going to move into boat first. So what we're going to do is go into half boat first. We're resting back on those sits bones. Feel that sacrum, resting back, bringing the knees up, bringing the legs, the calves parallel to the floor, and that is half boat. And then we go into our full boat, bringing those legs up, arms to the side. Now sometimes you can hold those hamstrings to help bring that back straight. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And coming down. Beautiful job. And let's see, if you want to, we can do a little bit of abdominal toning if you like. Moving back onto those sits bones and that sacrum, and just moving in and out with the legs. Maybe do 3 or 4. Do a couple more. And when you feel exhausted, just stopping. That's good for me. And we're going to come to the front of the mat, and we're going to move into some spinal rocks. Gently rocking back. Only do this if you have cushion. It feels good on your spine. And you can roll back all the way so that the back of your head touches the mat, or you can just roll back so the upper back touches the mat. And let's let this next one be the last one as we allow the body to come down onto the mat. And let's move into our bridge, pressing into the feet and lifting those hips halfway. And just feeling that nice sensation of the pelvis suspended. And when we come down, we're going to come down one vertebrae at a time from this upper thoracic all the way down to the lower, like a string of pearls, and then the lumbar, relaxing the sacrum and the tail. Let's bring those knees into the chest, and let's rock back and forth. Beautiful. And let's go up to a full bridge now. So pressing the feet into the floor, lifting those hips. We're going to move into a nice back bend as we extend the spine. Coming up onto our shoulders so we can clasp the hands underneath them, or you may like to have them just alongside of you. Knees stay hip width apart. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Adjust the chin so it's comfortable. And bask in the music of the universe all around you. One more deep breath, coming a little higher in that bridge if you can. And on the exhale, releasing the hands, releasing the shoulders, coming down one vertebrae at a time. And tucking those knees into the chest, rolling around a little to release and relax that lower back. And let's keep one knee up towards the chest, opposite leg straight out, and pressing this straight leg body is going to be pressing down into the earth. And then this upper knee is going to be pressing in towards the body, so you can bring it outside a little so it's coming in towards the armpit so you don't crunch your ribs. And feel those two simultaneous lines of energy. Engage the bandhas, breathe, and bask in the music. All the sounds. One more breath, and bring that releasing. Let's take that right leg. Let's put the foot on the mat for a moment. Bring this left hip just a little so that almost like you're coming over to your left side as we move into supine spinal twist. So bringing the right knee over to the left. And you can, sometimes people like to have a block here they can rest their knee on, or you can bring it down towards the floor or even touching the floor. I'm hovering a little above. Right arm is extended out, and we're going to gaze out over those right fingertips, bringing a nice twist in the cervicals, thoracic, and lumbar spine. Engage those bandhas and breathe and bask. Bask in sensations. Bask in the universal music all around you. One more breath. And releasing the knee. Coming back to center. We're going to switch legs so the right leg is straight out, coming up a little onto that right side, keeping that spine neutral. And then bringing the left knee over to the right hand on the left knee, guiding it over. Left arm out 90 degrees and turning the head to gaze out on the left fingertips. Engaging those bandhas, breathing into the belly, basking in the music. One more breath. And releasing that knee, coming back to center. And let's bring the knees into the chest and roll around again a little. Let's bring those legs up into a nice inversion. Flex and extend those feet. If you'd like to move into half shoulder stand, lifting those hips, putting those hands right onto that pelvis here. And we're going to gaze up at the fingertips and right above us, the toes. Gazing up towards the toes. Listening. Just bring one foot at a time down. Tap the earth if you can reach. Moving into plow. Hinging those legs over. I like to keep them parallel to protect my lower back. You can easily come to the floor. Feel free. Engage those bandhas and let's listen. Adjusting the neck so it's comfortable. And then let's tuck those knees in towards the body, nice and slowly coming down. One vertebrae at a time. We're going to move into fish, extending those legs out. Palms are facing towards the earth, and we're going to scoop those hands underneath the buttocks. We're going to bring those elbows nice and snug in towards the body. And pressing into the elbows, lifting the head and the heart. Feel that heart and chest lift. Allow that head to drop gently and coming down onto the crown of the head, top of the head. Engage those bandhas and breathe in your fish. Heart is open. Basking in the music, the sounds, all the sacred sounds around you. Next inhale, pressing into those elbows and forearms, lifting the head and the heart and coming nice back all the way down. Let's release the hands from under the buttocks. And let's bring the knees in, rolling around. Beautiful job. We're going to move into happy baby. So we're going to spread those knees a little bit and bring the feet so that they're facing, the soles of the feet are facing the sky. Bring the hands to the outside of the feet and then pressing those knees in towards the armpits and towards the body. Feeling a beautiful hip opening. Engage those bandhas and breathe as you bask in those sacred sounds, music all around you. Right now for me it's a bee and some birds. And rocking around in happy baby, kicking those feet. Wonderful job. And any last pose you'd like to do for your body? We feel good. We're going to move into our releases and our Savasana. So doing that final movement or stretch or pose, and then getting in to our releases position with the feet on the mat. Knees are up, hip width apart, and we're going to begin to move into our hula as we swivel the hips. The sacrum, the back is all on the earth. We're not lifting anything up. We're just swiveling the hips. So my left hip is coming up towards my left armpit as my right hip is dropping down towards the heel. Everything lays flat on the earth. And I'm going to swivel those hips. So right hip is swiveling up towards the armpit. Left is going down towards my left heel. And just swiveling back and forth at your own pace. Noticing sensation. Still that alert awareness. All the sacred sounds. Music of the universe. Your little vortex. Keeping the breath flowing in the belly. And coming into center, we're going to move into hip pointers. So I'm going to have my right hip rooted into the earth as I lift the left hip up and point it up towards the sky. A little twist there in the lumbar. Resting the left hip down, rooting that left hip into the earth. I'm going to point the right hip up, bringing up diagonally towards the sky. And going back and forth at your own pace, your own rhythm. Pointing those hips one at a time up towards the heavens. Engaging those bandhas and basking in the breath and the sacred sounds. Coming back to center, we're going to move into some cat-cow supine on the mat, pressing that lumbar spine, the small of the back, into the earth. Feel the tailbone tuck in our cat. And in our cow, we begin to arch that lumbar spine into extension. Tailbone is sticking out. We're going to wag our tail. And moving back and forth into flexion and extension, cat and cow. Nice, slow, repetitive movements, keeping this spine healthy, flexible, vibrant, youthful. Keeping the breath flowing, alert to the sounds, music. Fully engaged in the sensations of the body and the sensations of sound. Coming back to center. And move into single knee drops. So we're going to keep the knees up, but we're going to walk these feet out to the wide edges of the mat. And when they get to the wide edges of the mat, dropping one knee at a time in towards the center. Engage the bandhas, noticing sensation, breathing into the belly, and basking in the sacred sounds. Thoughts arise, just bring your mind back to the sounds. We're going to come back to neutral. We're going to walk those feet back together. We're going to move into double knee drops. So dropping those knees over to one side. And we're going to lift the top knee up. The top leg comes all the way over to the other side. And the bottom leg follows naturally. And until they're both on the other side again. Top leg's going to lift up. And slow repetitive movements as it moves over to the opposite side as the bottom leg naturally comes up and joins it. And continuing on your own at your own pace as you engage those bandhas and breathe and bring that alert awareness to all the sacred sounds. Present moment awareness, all the listening. And finishing up on whatever side you're on. And coming back up to neutral. Let's bring those knees into the chest. One last time, rocking back and forth, massaging that low back a little bit. And getting comfortable in your Savasana pose. Resting those legs out. Bring the arms alongside you. I like to flop the feet out a little. That means I'm open to the universe. And bring the arms out a little bit. It could be palms up or palms down, but I like palms up because it's more receptive as we integrate all the energies from this yoga practice into the body, mind, and spirit, all the koshas, all the levels of the being. Sinking into the earth, letting the body completely relax, letting go everything. Letting go all thoughts, all responsibilities, being fully present here now. Only thing that exists is the sound around you. Taking a few moments to enter into the silence of deep relaxation. Beginning to breathe into the lower belly. As you slowly and kindly and gently bring the awareness back into the body, the Anamaya Kosha. Wiggling the fingers and the toes and stretching the body out. And rolling over to one side, taking a breath here. Gently coming up to a seated position. Taking this moment to dive into the inner nectar, the inner universe, basking in your beingness, your conscious awareness. Noticing how it feels inside. The emptiness, the spaciousness, the vastness, stillness. Peace. Noticing the inner peace. And taking this moment to bring yourself back to that intention that you set. And place it again into the consciousness. That cool, perfectly glass smooth, crystal clear, infinitely deep pool of water. Setting the intention into your mind. Feeling the emotions of that intention fulfilled. And see if there is a chant that arises. Setting that intention as this or better. This or better. Utte amai kundi haya sunde, utte amai kea he, utte amai sunde hunde kea, utte amai se ke. Hunde kea, mande kea, hunde he, he, he. Hunde kea, hunde kea, he. Ahe, ahe. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for Ecstatic Yoga, Warrior from Floor Flow. Please check out our website. Please like this video if you liked it. EcstaticYoga.Studio. We have 200-hour yoga teacher training. We're working on our 300, and we're going to be opening up some wonderful retreats soon. So please check it out. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.